All right, it's time for one of those Albert Einstein quotes that Einstein never actually said. The quote goes, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about it and 5 minutes solving it." Turns out there's no record of Einstein saying that, though that is how he operated. It looks like the quote itself might have come from the head of industrial engineering of Yale University, who in the 1960s said, "If I had only 1 hour to solve a problem, I would spend up to 2/3 of that hour in attempting to define what the problem is." And I think that's the more interesting way to frame things. If you think about this in light of thinking from first principles, it stands to reason that working on a problem without properly defining it is going to be a bit like rolling the dice. Think about Sherlock Holmes. He would spend lots and lots of time gathering observations, and then he'd use those as the basis for zeroing in on the solution for the case. But the Scooby-Doo gang, on the other hand, had to basically get lucky in order to solve any of their cases. They weren't as thorough as Sherlock about gathering clues and making observations. So there's an old saying that if a train is heading from New York to Chicago, it just takes a couple of inches in the beginning to get the train to end up in St. Louis instead. Or to use yet another analogy, if you're going to go to all the effort to climb a mountain, you better make sure it's the right mountain first. And you probably want to know what kind of boots to wear. So that's why spending time on fundamental observations is so important at the start of any problem-solving process, especially if you're going to employ lateral thinking to do something more innovative.